'Twas the morning before Christmas, and not a stir in the house. Only 4 little chickens skulking about. Anyway, Galimera, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? What an absolutely glorious day. Hard to believe that today it is Christmas Eve. Anyway, we've got a little bit of sad news. Last night, or should I say in the early hours of this morning, one of our little cats who's not well, that's our neighbour driving through, one of our little cats that's not been well, by the name of Jax. We called him Jax because he only had one eye, and he was our first interloper that came and visited at the house when we first moved in. Unfortunately, he's been very ill for the last few days. We've taken him to the vet a few times, but anyway, last night here in the house he passed away. Bless him. Don't know how old he was. I just remember the vet saying that he was old, but he didn't actually belong to us. He belonged to some neighbours of ours who were just that way, in that direction, just down over there. So we saw them yesterday and told them that Jax wasn't very well, and they said they were fine, and there was no issue or that, and we kept him at our house, and he passed away. So at some point this morning I've got to go and bury him somewhere over in the olive groves, along with where a few of our other ones are laid as well. Bless him. So anyway, dedicating today's little broadcast to the memory of old one-eyed Jax. But anyway, as you can see, the weather today absolutely fantastic. Beautiful bright sunshine. Today's broadcast, I've got to be honest, there's been a lot happening within the last 24 hours. So I'm going to quickly just give you all the news as to what's going on and what's happening. Also, quick hello to Steve Hinkling tuning in, old Father Christmas over there. And I think before I get started, I've just realised I've left my mouse inside. So let me just quickly pop inside the house and get me moose so I can do me squiddle down. I forgot the mouse, Jane. There we go. There we go. There we go. Jane in her dressing gown at the moment, and lingerie and sexy 90s, so you can't see that. All right. So everybody's going, yeah, can we? Can we? No, you can't. Anyway, so here we go. I've got my mouse. This is making this broadcast last even longer this morning. Right, first things first, because Jane's been on at me all the time. I got this advent calendar at the beginning of the advent period, like I was doing with the last lockdown. We had an advent calendar which was counting us down to days out of lockdown. So, and I have been forgetting at times to open the calendar on air. So anyway, it's my last day, 24. Thank you to Cadbury's for sponsoring this. And it says Santa is on his way. That's what the little door says on the inside. And inside is a little chocolate. Let's have a look. What is a little chocolate in there? Oh, as he tries to get it out. And it is, where is it? Where is the little chocolate? There it is. It is, what is that? What is that? I'm trying to figure out what that is. I think that's Santa Claus's head. Yes, it is. Ah, that way round. You can see him then. Look, that's Santa. You can see Santa now. There you go. So thank you, Santa. Right. Let's have a look at the news. A lot has been going on within the last 24 hours. So let me just quickly switch around the screen. Can I just say thank you as well to all those people who were watching the show yesterday, tuning in. We had quite a lot of people in, actually, in the old chat rooms yesterday. Also, as well, just remind you that yesterday's show is now up online. There's also a Dropbox available on my Facebook page. So if you want to download yesterday's show and watch it in your own time with the video and with the pictures, by all means, just go ahead, just download it and you can watch it. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, I'm not doing a live broadcast tomorrow morning like a podcast. It'll just be a live show tomorrow for Christmas Day, and I haven't got a timing for it. It will just appear on air, and if you're there, you're there. But don't worry, it will be recorded. It will be uploaded in a Dropbox, and you will be able to listen to it online as audio only after the broadcast, so you can put it on at some point during the day, maybe after the Queen's speech. There's nothing interesting on the BBC over Christmas. Just four movies of Kung Fu Panda, one after the other. So I think this might be a bit better for you. Anyway, let's have a look. Right, so today, as I said, it's Christmas Eve. And once again, don't forget, the Star of Bethlehem is still in the skies at the moment. And I know every night Jane's been out looking at it. And it's still there, and Jane reckons it's there until about the end of the month. So the Star of Bethlehem, you've got to look over in a southwesterly direction. It's very prominent here where we are. So again, keep checking it. It is still there, and it only comes once 800 years. So there you go. This is your chance. Okay, it might be tidings of good joy for the new year. Anyway, so let's have a look at the what's going on. COVID in the last 24 hours here in Greece is as follows. Right, there's been 937 new infections, which I'm afraid is up on yesterday. The total infection rate at the moment is 133,365 since it all started, of which 52.4% are male. There's been 5 new cases detected at border checks. Now, that is down because there's not many people moving in and out of the country with all the lockdowns that's been going on. However, bit of bad news for here. We've had 4 new cases here on the island. Now, I'm going to come to those in a short while because I'm just wondering if these figures at the moment are accurate as they are. But I will let you know. Anyway, also as well, Corfu has also had 4 new infections as well. Now, as far as deaths are down. We've had 83 new deaths, which is unfortunate for those people affected. But in the figures, it means the death rate is down, bringing the total death toll since the pandemic started to 4,340. And the average age of those people who have passed away has been 79 years of age. And 95.7% of those people had underlying health problems or were over the age of 70. As for critical cases, unfortunately, that is up at the moment. There's 495 people in ICUs across the country. 335 of those are male, 160 are female. The average age of critical patients at the moment is around about 67. And 78% of those do have underlying health issues or are over the age of 70. Now, coming back to the people tested for positive for COVID. Now, the local news is reporting this, but they're putting the amount down as 3 local Zakynthos people have tested. And they were associated with the environment of the 37-year-old man who was found positive on Monday. Anyway, the 3 new cases at the moment are a 66-year-old man and a 62-year-old woman and a 39-year-old woman who were all relatives of the 37-year-old man. Now, the 66-year-old is being treated at the COVID clinic, which is in the hospital, while the 2 women remain in home quarantine. It should be noted today that the colleagues of the 37-year-old are undergoing rapid testing while tracking continues. So once again, let's hope that those 3 people, or maybe 4 people, according to the national figures, do actually make a full recovery and have a reasonably good Christmas. All right, so we will wait and see if there's any news on any updates with them. Also yesterday, Reuters issued a report saying that Europe had the unenviable position of being the first region in the world to exceed 500,000 deaths from the COVID-19 virus. And also this morning, quick stop-breaking news, the Greek government confirmed its details for the nationwide vaccination plan, which will be now in 3 phases. Now, phase 1, which commences, believe it or not, on December the 27th, the day after Boxing Day. Vaccination will be available for health workers, residents and staff of nursing homes and care facilities for the chronically ill, as well as those in priority positions within the government. I hope those boys are going straight to the front of the queue, rolling up their sleeve taking the vaccine so we can all stand back and watch and see how they get on. Anyway, that's my cynical thought on that. Anyway, phase 2 now, which is of interest, will commence in February and will include those over the age of 70, with priority given to those 85 or so, those 85 or so patients with health concerns that make them at a very high risk of infection with COVID-19, regardless of age. Anyway, this is also followed by priority staff in critical jobs within the government authorities, and also will include individuals aged between 60, and 69, regardless of medical history, and those between the ages of 18 and 59 with high risk issues, health issues. So there you go. So February, really, if you're over the age of 70, you'll be given priority. And also, if you are working again in some government position, you will also be given the injection despite your age. And if you're between 60 and 69, regardless of medical history, you are entitled to having the vaccination if you want it. And if you're between 18 and 59 and you've got health issues, again, you can get that vaccination in February, according to the Greek government. Anyway, as for phase 3, now this is scheduled for June, during which remaining citizens over 18 will be eligible for the vaccination. And at the moment, from the wording, it looks like it's not compulsory. It's your choice whether you have it or not. But we'll keep an eye on that as things go on. Now, going back to Christmas then, the Greek government has announced that during the holidays there will be intensive checks across the country to verify that the public are adhering to all the measures, especially on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve, with the maximum number of people allowed to be gathered at one time from 2 households being the number 9. So no more than 9 people in a household. Anyway, house to house carol singing, which is a big thing here, is banned as well, and you're not allowed to do that. And also, don't forget, there is still the curfew in place at night, which starts at 10 o'clock and runs through till 5 o'clock in the morning, and that curfew is going to be rigorously enforced according to the government. To be honest, I'm not going to miss the carol singers much. Little kids turn up with a little triangle, ding, and you can be nasty and stand there and make them sing the whole of the carol and see if they know the words. But we won't be getting them knocking on the door this year like they have done in the past. All right. I remember Leah Turner, if you're tuning in, my darling, or now Leah Barnes is your new surname. When Theo went out carol singing, he raised about 50 odd euros, which is really sweet. And the nicest thing was he gave the money all to his mum for Christmas, which was also lovely as well. Anyway, also another story coming on last night. The Deputy Minister of the Environment and Energy announced that in the Greek Parliament that new regulations will be coming in place to stop the cutting off of power supplies to vulnerable people and vulnerable groups who can't afford to pay their bills. And they said that they're on the way. However, the minister said we are proceeding with a Ministerial of Finance to issue a joint ministerial decision for consumers who, due to the pandemic, are in difficult position and not able to pay their bills. Now, in the past, I know this has happened here on Zakynthos, that even on Christmas Eve, the PPC, that's the Public Power Company, have been going around cutting off the power to people who couldn't pay the bills during the economic crisis of 2008, 2009 time. So anyway, as always in a parliament, two sides to the story. The minister said this decision is going to be made very soon. However, a MP, a Clinil MP, Mrs. Ginge Coldwell, spoke about the government's unawareness and called on it to find a solution immediately in the cooperation with the municipalities, emphasising that a few days ago in the municipality of Aegean Airlines, there were power disconnections by the Hellenic Electrical Distribution Network operator, which is called Hendo, and they're basically a subsidiary of the Public Power Company, who brought along riot police as an escort so they could go in and turn off the electric for people who could not pay their bills. So basically what she says is, well, while the MPs are talking about it, there are still people getting their electric cut off, and she wants to see immediate action that the insensitivity of cuts at this time of the year is halted, and that this new measure that they're talking about to help people having difficulty paying their bills, it moves a bit quicker and obviously comes into the statute book so that people don't have to experience the indignity and also the social stigma of having their electric cut off. And the point is there are children at risk when this happens through cold, heating, lighting, and just normal everyday things that you can't do. And especially at Christmas time, it just makes it worse, all right? So we'll keep an eye on that story. Anyway, just for those people thinking about doing some shopping today, your last minute shopping, the old click and collect stores and supermarkets have special opening hours during the festive season due to restrictive measures from the coronavirus. Supermarkets will be open during the festive season from 8 a.m, so they're open now, up until 9 p.m. tonight, with the exception of New Year's Eve, when they will close at 8 p.m. For stores that are open by click and collect method, i.e. they're not allowed to have people come in their shop, you can only go and collect, they're going to be open from, and it's their choice, from 7 p.m. in the morning up until 9 p.m. at night. And supermarkets will be open via click and collect from Sunday as well. So if you want to get that late present, Sunday, the 27th of December, those shops will be allowed to be open from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. and also the same on New Year's Eve, which is Sunday, December the 20th. Sorry, I've got that. Yeah, Sunday, the 27th December, shops can be open from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. and also on New Year's Eve, I think New Year's Eve is the same as well. So 8 p.m. until 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So again, if you're going to go shopping on New Year's Eve, go check that out. Anyway, also just a quick reminder for when you book out, if you do go shopping, the government is just reminding people that you need to put 2 as your SMS code, even if you're going to click and collect. And also don't forget, when you do click and collect, you must have the documentation for the item that you are going to collect upon your person, or the message from the company that sent you the message to say you've got a parcel to collect, all right? So they're not making it easy with this click and collect, and in fact it's a bit of a pain in the arse. I had a bit of an issue yesterday with Lidl over click and collect. I had to stamp my foot and make myself rather forceful. They sent me an SMS message the day before I go to collect it, and they told me I couldn't collect it, I've got to reorder it. Yet somebody who was in the queue, who'd been and got a parcel before me, and was sent round the back to collect it, and had only just ordered it, they would do his order, and I was absolutely furious. But anyway, it got sorted in the end. No disrespect to the Lidl staff, they're doing as they're told, but a bit of common sense then prevailed in Lidl, and I got what I needed to get. Now, that's a secret between you and me. Jane knows nothing about this, so don't tell her, all right? Right, okay. And the last little quick story, a bit of Christmas spirit, is the EU regulators have approved a state grant of 122 million euros for Aegean Airlines to help the airline ease some of the damage suffered during the coronavirus. Now, the EU Commission said in a statement that the support consists of a direct grant of 120 million euros as the amount does not exceed the estimated damage directly caused to the airline between March the 23rd and June the 30th. It's a measure that will enable Greece to compensate Aegean Airlines for the damage directly suffered due to travel restrictions necessary to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Now, what makes that interesting is that the EU has decided that Greece, with its own money, not EU money, can actually bail out its airline. That's another reason I think a lot of people wanted to leave Britain, leave the EU, is so that they could decide if they wanted to give money to their own state institutions to bail them out and not have to ask EU permission to do it as well. So there we go. Right, let's have a look at all those people that are tuning in at the moment. There we go. I see a few names. Oh, a few new names. Richard Brommel. Richie Brommel. I'm sure I know that name from somewhere. Anyway, give you a wave. You might be a RAF Reg buddy, but I'm not 100% sure. Graham Bint, all the way from Australia, is tuning in as well. Lovely to have you tuning in, Graham. I don't know if you know Trevor Howie, X34 and X2. He's over in Australia. I played him a tune yesterday. I got a bit of a slagging for the way I said Billawake, I think it was. That's where he lives, up there in... outside of Queensland. But anyway, you two might want to hook up if you haven't already met up with each other. Maureen Laverton is also watching as well. Nice to see you, Maureen. Mick Richards is watching as well. Dennis Kikamulis is also watching as well. Nice to have you here looking in, Dennis. Jan Lawrence is looking in. Mark Tiley as well. He says, Merry Christmas Eve, and a Merry Christmas Eve to you as well, Mark. And Steve Hinkling in Stoke-on-Trent says, Gallimera. Mark Tiley is watching. Hello, Mark. Steve Hinkling is watching. We got him. Emma Marku is watching as well. Oh, yeah. Can I just say thank you, Steve, for the birthday card. I only opened it yesterday after I'd done my show. I was going to give you a big happy thank you for the birthday card and the Christmas card. There's Jane working away in the background there. There we go. Anyway, Emma Marku is also watching. Gina Davis is watching. Kevin Bell is watching. Dawn Hansworth is watching. Are you off in your camper van driving round over the Christmas? I don't think you will be. I think you'll be in Tier 4 lockdown somewhere. Anyway, nice to have you tuning in, Dawn. Jan Lawrence is also looking in, and she says, morning, lovely. Thank you, my darling. Nice to see you. Simon Kelly is watching as well. Lovely to have you too. Emma Marku says, happy Christmas to you both. I'm at work till 8 o'clock tonight and working tomorrow morning. Then my Christmas starts. Bless you. Carry on what you're doing. Obviously a good job. What do you do actually, Emma? Are you working in the health area, or are you working on some other thing? We were talking about working over Christmas. Jane asked me, did you work Christmas when you was in the forces? Yeah, we used to work Christmas. We used to quite enjoy it sometimes, especially if you were singly and you're working Christmas and you'd have the section. You'd have your Christmas dinner in the section sometimes down on when you was on ops, and that was always a bit of fun. Especially, I remember one time, and if he's tuning in, Bill Espy cooking this chicken or this turkey in the ops kitchenette we had, and the ceiling fell in. It probably was full of asbestos as well. But anyway, I just remember that little story that jumped into my head. Anyway, Steve Hinkling says, lucky the cats didn't eat the mouse. Yeah, well, there was a mouse. The cats did eat the mouse on midnight the night before Christmas. Andy Taylor is watching. I think, Andy, I'm not sure if you were with us on that thing when the cooking the Christmas dinner in the section and the ceiling caved in sort of mid flow of the dinner. Anyway, Al Parks is watching. Raf Reg buddy. Steve Hinckley says, goodbye for now. Santa had better get to work or there will be some disappointed kids. Yes, because Steve Hinckley is Santa in Stoke-on-Trent at the moment. He's just done so well as a Santa. He was only supposed to do one day. He ended up, he's doing loads because he's one of those politically run correct Santas, if you know what I mean, with the social distancing and everything else like that. Parents actually thought it was brilliant. And he's got another booking in a few other places as well. And I think that's... Emma's saying, I work in private healthcare sector. Bless you, my darling. Andrew the Fridge Watkins, he says, from a cold, sunny Wales. Bless you. Andrew the Fridge. Bless you, mate. Paul Green is watching as well from over there in Sillaby. Susie Angus is also tuning in. Lovely to see you here, Susie. Ashley Duncan, Andy Johnson. Della Cursati, that is Dennis's daughter. Nice to see. Where are you? Are you here or are you in Finland or somewhere at the moment, my lovely? Nice to see you checking in. Mark Stewart is watching as well. Amanda Gregory is watching from up the hill. Chick Ballantyne says, morning, Ginge. Merry Christmas to you both. Amanda Gregory says, big good morning with her avatar. Tim Crystal says, morning, DJ Ginge. Wishing you both a very Merry Christmas and a better New Year than this one. Fingers crossed for May. Yet fingers, toes and everything crossed, I tell you. We'll see what happens. Amanda says, have a good one. All the best for Jane and the cats. Barry Leatherdale is watching. Hello, Barry. How you doing, mate? Brian Hope says, have a good one, Ginge. Offer gone in on the house in Spain. Bless you, fella. Well, you have to tell me more about it. We had a big discussion about that one afternoon, I remember. George from, what do you call it? George from Obelix Restaurant is tuning in as well. Nice to see you. Nice to catch you up with you yesterday as well, and you and your brother as well. Nice to have you tuning in. Andy Owen is also watching as well. Emma Marku, obviously she says, I work in the private healthcare and I also work Christmas and New Year's Eve. And also Anthony Wells in Spain is also watching as well. You need to chat to Bob Hope, all right, and have a chat with him. He's coming to join you in Spain, all right, bless you. Right, that's it from me. As I've said, I am not doing a podcast like this tomorrow. It will be a live Christmas show. Please, if you want any requests for Christmas tunes or any other tune, pop it down below in the little area down there, and I will put that into my book, ready for tomorrow morning. I've not got a time for when it's going to start, all right? If you want to come and join me first thing in the morning, by all means, come and join me. But I will put the show up in a Dropbox so you can watch the video, hear the music, and play that at your own time. Very easy to do. Just click on it. You can actually play it directly from the Dropbox as well. The show from yesterday is in the Dropbox, and that will be removed from the Dropbox, obviously, for tomorrow's show to go in after I've done it tomorrow morning, live from Studio One in Macardo. And can I just say on behalf of everybody, thank you for the support. Thank you for tuning in every day to those people. Big shout out to Gary Butler, John Maxwell, Graham Chisholm is also, Shelley Russell, who are tuning in as well at the moment. Don't forget, the podcasts always go up onto YouTube as well. That's more for a reference thing. But please like and subscribe there as well if you want. So if you can't always watch me live, you can always catch up on what's going on just by clicking on there on Facebook and also on YouTube. Can I also say hello to the lovely people over there at Greece's Daily Bulletin Board who allow me to share my post there as well. And that bulletin board comes down on New Year's Eve, and going to miss it when it does come down. A lot of other people on that bulletin board are going to miss it as well. But anyway, thank you to you, and you guys have a Merry Christmas as well. Anyway, last words from John Maxwell. He says, per ardua, Merry Christmas, buddy. Merry Christmas to you. I'll see you all tomorrow. Ta-ra.